Warning, this video contains huge spoilers from Titanfall 2's campaign. If you haven't played it yet, then I insist you doing so before watching this video. You have been warned. Hello boys and girls, I'm TheFlyingTeaCup, and I've been asked to do this theory for so long, so let us begin. So, Bravo Tango 7274, or BT7274 as he's commonly known as, he sacrificed himself in the end of Titanfall 2's campaign to save the planet Harmony and stop the IMC planet killer, the Fold Weapon. But did BT really die? Yeah, of course, he flew into the Ark and exploded with the rest of the Fold Weapon. Well, not really. If you're patient enough to watch through the whole credit scene, you will find a hidden message. Quite self-explanatory, right? Well, maybe not. This was found and sold by a user on Reddit called GPG. If you convert the lights into Morse code, it will look something like this. Now, how is this translated? Well, it might just seem impossible to translate, but interestingly enough, it is possible. When the helmet is flashing, it blinks in 3 different states: off, dimmed, and lightened. When the helmet is dimmed, it's a dot. When the helmet turns lightened, it's a dash. When the helmet turns off, it means that there will be a new mark. Now this will then have to be translated into binary, which will look like this. The dots translates to 0, and the dashes translates to 1. When this is translated, it will reveal the word Jack, with a question mark at the end. So, he's alive. Oh boy, we're just getting started. There is something we have to figure out before we continue digging into this theory. Is BT the Vanguard chassis or the data core in the chassis? When hostiles talk about BT, they often call him by his chassis. But as we know, the Titan chassis BT7274 is just one part of the BT we know of. In the beginning of the last chapter, the Fold Weapon, BT gives Cooper the Seer Kit, which contains Smart Pistol, a data knife, and BT's data core, which contains all information about BT7274. This data core is then installed in a new Vanguard chassis, which is called Foxtrot 1041, or FS1041. When the data core is installed, the Vanguard acknowledges Cooper and responds with "Hello Jack." You then get the possibility to ask "New chassis, same Titan," in which the Vanguard will respond with
"Old paint, same data core. BT7274 good to go."
So this confirms that this is the same BT that we have come to know during the whole game. So we know that the data core is the actual BT and the Vanguard chassis is irrelevant. Something interesting though is the quote "old paint." What does that mean? A very small detail that you probably haven't noticed is that every Vanguard chassis has its name both on their head and right leg. On BT's original chassis there's a stamp which says BT7274. On Sarah Briggs' Titan it says Mob 1316, and finally on BT's second chassis, FS1041. Though here it's been scratched out, which supports the quote "old paint." But why is it old? If this Vanguard has been stacked away and not been used, why has the paint been damaged? There are 2 options here. The first being that FS1041 is Major Anderson's Vanguard Titan. It wasn't deployed because Anderson's mission was to infiltrate the IMC complex. He couldn't take his Titan with him because of the chance of being discovered by the IMC forces. And because FS was never deployed, Cooper could call it down without its data core. The second option is to Lastimosa stack the Titan away for Cooper to take later when he gets his pilot certifications. This is supported by the fact that Lastimosa seemed very confident with Cooper replacing him. Another thing that supports this is that in the tutorial simulation where you call down your first Titan, you can see that the Titan you call down is called FS1041. Either way, it's irrelevant now. The chassis BT7274 and FS1041 are both destroyed. And before you comment something like, but FS could have gone back in time when he collided with the Ark, because the Ark was a huge thing in affecting cost when Cooper froze time. Sorry, but that wasn't the Ark's doing. The wrist-mounted device that Cooper got from Anderson was responsible for that time-traveling stuff. But how do you explain the secret message in the end? If BT is dead, then who sent the message? We established earlier that BT is the data core and not the chassis. I only said that the chassis BT-7274 was destroyed, not the data core. It's possible that the core somehow survived the blast and has been traveling through space somewhere. But Cooper wouldn't know if BT's alive or not. After the events on Titan, he was assigned a new Vanguard Titan, and the neural link between Cooper and BT was wiped. But how could BT send the message Jack? Well, it's quite self-explanatory. BT is connected with Lastimosa's helmet. A neural link is just a way to control the Titans when you're inside them. Everything like shading and marking or locating different objects are done through the helmet software. This isn't the first time BT has managed to send messages through rough times. In Infecting Cause, BT managed to connect with your helmet through time and space without a problem. He also sends a cryptic message when you're both captured by Blisk and Sloan. But why did he just send Jack and not the coordinates of where he is? Well, first of all, that would be quite a boring cliffhanger. Second of all, he wants to come in contact with Cooper. The only time BT has called Cooper by his first name was when Cooper installed BT's data core in FS1041, when BT responds with "Hello, Jack."
Hello, Jack.
So, if Cooper was assigned a new Titan, what is it called? Nobody knows. But we know what it looks like. In the credits, we can see Cooper placing down the SRS helmet next to a Vanguard head that seems to be active. We can also see multiple Marvin units working on a Vanguard chassis, which is most likely Cooper's soon-to-be partner. So, conclusion. Is BT dead? Yes and no. The chassis BT-7274 is destroyed and have maybe been salvaged and reinvented as a part of the original Monarch Titan chassis. The data core of BT-7274 might still be functional and out there somewhere in space. But more than that, it's still a mystery. So what do you think? What has happened to BT, and do you think BT might return in Titanfall 3? Comment down in the comment section and tell me, and if you have a theory yourself, then comment down as well. And with that said, thanks for watching and take care.